Hey guys, welcome, and you're listening to Tarver's Take. It's the big breakdown of the big super middleweight championship this weekend between pound for pound great Canelo Alvarez and the IBF super middleweight champion, undefeated Caleb Plant. Man, it's going down, and I can't wait. This is a very interesting fight. All the fight fans want to know, is the Caleb Plant we're seeing truly Caleb Plant? Do he have the mental fortitude, the intestinal fortitude to dig deep and outbox, outclass, and defeat, and maybe even stop Canelo Alvarez? You ask yourself, how can he get that done? Is this confidence that we're seeing truly Caleb Plant? You ask, what's his why? Well, we already know the things that he had to overcome. And we know he has a big heart just to make it this far with all of the adversity, he's faced. So you got to know this is a man that truly believes in himself. And when you listen to him, there's no doubt in his mind that this is his time and this is his stage. I can remember feeling like that once upon a time. So I kind of recognize if it's truly cap or if a guy truly believes that it's his time to win and defy all the odds and upset the pound-for-pound king right now, Canelo Alvarez. How does he do that? Well, I can see how that can be done. But you got to ask yourself, have we seen this of Caleb Plant in the past? Have we seen this type of potential in the past with his current opponents on his resume right today? Well, looking at his resume, I can't really truly say that I've seen that type of level of boxing when you look at it. When you look at Canelo Alvarez's resume, you can see great champions on his resume, maybe even legendary champions. For sure, one legendary champion, maybe a couple even Hall of Famers when you look back at it right now as it stands. But we don't see that with Caleb Plant resume. But does that mean that he cannot rise to the occasion? No, it doesn't mean that. That means that he has an opportunity to rise to the occasion. We just haven't seen him rise to that occasion thus far. Now, moments like this, all the great ones rise to the occasion. So Caleb Plant wants to demonstrate, and prove to the world that he's a great fighter. How does he get that done? How does that look? What does that look like in that process? Well, if you ask me, if you think back to the rematch with Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran, I would envision Caleb Plant looking a lot like Sugar Ray Leonard in that fight, moving around, giving him lateral movement, using a nice controlling jab, controlling the distance, frustrating Canelo. He has to make Canelo miss and make him pay. But when you say make him pay, what does that mean? That means he's going to have to get his respect. He's going to have to hurt Canelo. He's going to have to hit Canelo with something that he don't like in order for Canelo to really feel like he's in danger of being knocked out. Once you put that in a man's head, then he's going to fight differently. How does Caleb Plant do that? He's going to have to really stand up to Canelo, because Canelo is going to be coming with that aggressiveness, digging to the body, and trying to knock Caleb Plant out with one shot. That's how I envision this fight taking place. Caleb Plant has an opportunity to really fight the perfect fight. He's going to have to fight the perfect fight, meaning he's not going to be able to make mistakes. That don't mean that he can't get hit. That means he can't get hit sweet. He cannot let Canelo line him up. There's no way that he's going to be able to take those type of bone-crushing shots. We've already seen that. The man break faces. So you're not trying to let Canelo line you up like he did Franklin. And we remember how devastating that knockout was. So you don't want to let Canelo plant. You can't let him plant with both feet and dig. So what does that mean? That means Plant going to have to be moving consistently, setting traps for Canelo Alvarez, turning him into him, boxing beautifully, throwing combination, making him miss, and being close enough to make him pay. He's going to have to frustrate Canelo really, put him in an uncomfortable situation. What's an uncomfortable situation? Well, he's going to have to come out fast. He's going to definitely have to win the first 3-4 rounds. He's going to have to put Canelo in a desperate situation so where he starts feeling like the fight is slipping away. That's a way to do it, get it done, frustrate Canelo, make him put doubt in his head about the outcome. He got to be light on his feet. He's going to have to stay out in front of Canelo. He can't let Canelo have moments early on. He's going to have to dictate the pace. He cannot, and I repeat, he cannot fight with his back against the rope. That's a recipe for disaster. Now, has Caleb Plant dedicated and committed himself in training camp to fight that type of disciplined style for 12 rounds? Stay ahead of Canelo, 2-3 steps ahead of him. You got to make him look silly in there. That's just how much superiority of a boxer that Caleb Plant will have to be. And, to withstand that pressure, withstand the constant, threat of being knocked out, he's going to have to be poised, he's going to have to be patient, and he's going to have to be calculating. And I think the difference in this fight is, can Caleb Plant hurt Canelo in any way? And, that's what I'm going to be looking to see. And if he can put hands on Canelo, get his attention, maybe cut Canelo, put Canelo in a position that he's not comfortable with, so he can start being stressed out a little bit mentally. That's how you're going to have to get him out of his game plan. And that's going to take an awful lot. I'm talking about a focus that, Caleb Plant may have never had before. So these are the things that he's going to need to be victorious. You feel me? And you got to ask yourself, is it in him? Well, we don't know. But that's why we fight the fights, and we're going to see. There you have it. That's my take on how Caleb Plant can shock the world Saturday night and become the first undisputed super middleweight champion by defeating the pound-for-pound #1 guy right now, Canelo Alvarez. You've been listening to Tarver's Take. Stay tuned, and I'll break down the ways that Canelo can find himself victorious Saturday night. Stay tuned. You've been listening to Tarver's Take.